The Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Creed and Creed Law Firm, serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Hi everyone, Lieber King with the Sports Scouting Report podcast, Louisiana Football Magazine. We've got Ferriday High School today. A great show. We're going to introduce the assistant coach. We're going to talk about the head coach and some of the top players in the program, one of the top programs in the state. When we come back, we're going to talk about Ferriday High School.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back, Lieber King, host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast, also Louisiana Football Magazine. Ferriday High School is our show today. What a program. And our first guest, it's not the head coach, but he's the interim guy. Like, I guess you could say he's the future head coach, but Coach Johnson wants me to have him on. And he's a great young man, Devontae Scott.
How you doing?
Man, I remember when you played at Ferriday.
Yes, sir.
31 years old.
31.
Man, time is flying. You were the running back, you were the receiver, you were the DB, you were a corner, you were a safety.
Played little linebacker, tight end.
It seemed like you were all district every year. What's it like being back at Ferriday
Man,
as a coach?
It's great because you see the kids, you see some of the kids that you know doing the same thing you doing. You know, you got some of them, they got the same dreams you had. So you want to help them and you want to lead them there so they can do the same thing when they get older. You know, some might not go to college, some might go to college, but you wanna have them kids, show them kids the right way so they can show the next generation.
You played on some great teams.
Yeah.
And I know this because I went to 2 or 3 Ferriday games during the era you played. I mean, Dare Rosenthal, if you followed college football, was at LSU, finished at Kentucky, was 6'7", 350 pounds, ran a 5 flat, played at Ferriday. They had a defensive end signed with LSU the same year that was 6'5", 250.
And then Trey Scott.
Ran a 4.6.
Ended
up at Grambling.
Yep, ended up at Grambling. He signed with LSU. They both signed with LSU.
Same year.
Same year.
Both All-State.
Both All-State.
And that they weren't even the biggest guys. They had 2 or 3 other guys on their team that were
Sam Johnson, and Javian Scott. They was bigger. They were actually bigger.
We're not talking about 5A.
2A.
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 And I remember one year I watched him play 5A Denham Springs against 2A Ferriday. You know what impressed me, Coach Scott? The opposing stands, usually when you see a North Louisiana team travel, small school, 10 fans maybe.
Yeah.
Ferriday, you couldn't find an open spot on the visiting side.
We travel well.
Ferriday must have brought like 1,000 people.
We travel. They travel. That stretch right there, that stretch with Coach Stanley Smith, I mean, he did a great job too. You know, he did a great job with them kids. So, I mean, he had Ferriday going for about a good 4 or 5 years.
State championship.
Yep, right before they won state championship. And 2019 was just a killer season for them. And that's what we kind of like looking at our team to be this year. Be that 2019 Ferriday High School team.
Sleep up on people.
Sleep up on people. And the only way you do it better is you go 15-0. They went 14-1. They lost one game, but still won a state championship. But the only way you do it better than them is you got to win 15-0.
You know what I like is your head coach is here. Tell everybody about the head coach at Ferriday.
Coach Walter Johnson. I mean, he's a legend. Everybody in the town respects him. Everybody in the town. I mean, you can't ask for a better head coach than me. I mean,
he said you talked him into coming back, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a lot of things that went on, you know, during these last 2-3 years with us. I mean, and he stepped up to the plate, and he doing it for a great reason.
A lot of tradition.
A lot of tradition.
You know what I like is, man, the toughness. People say speed, but no, toughness and speed.
Yeah, you got to be tough. You got to be mentally tough.
Bring it and set the tone. And there's been several running backs, receivers that didn't go to college, like you said, that could have went to college.
They could have went to college.
They were phenomenal.
Yep.
And tell everybody where you went. You went to college to play football.
Yeah, so I finished up at Southeastern. Actually, I signed with JUCO Colleen out of high school. I had a offer from Mississippi State. Didn't qualify. You know, be honest with you, I ain't take my book serious. I ain't take the ACT serious. I ain't really had nobody to tell me
To push you.
Yeah, to push me like that. That's what I'm trying to tell these kids now. You know, I ain't had nobody just to stay on me, and that's what I do with our kids. Like, you gotta take the ACT serious. You gotta take that class serious. So with that being said, you know, going to JUCO opened my eyes. I mean, it's tough. JUCO tough.
It's the best of the best going there.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. You got some of these kids, they on their leg go. They on their leg lead. They can't mess up. So you got to go in there with a chip on your shoulder. But within me going to JUCO, you know, I still had my offer with Mississippi State until I told my ACL. They kind of, you know, they kind of withdraw from me.
I remember that.
They withdraw from me. I still ended up signing with UAB, but still ain't had the guidance I needed, you know, when I'm going to UAB.
What matters is, Coach, is you're now a coach at your old high school, and you went to Southeastern, and you got it done.
Got it done.
Regardless, you
and I got coached by some great coaches, though. I mean, you got some coaches that coached me. Two of them coached at Alabama in the national championship.
That's why you got a 985 area code.
Yep.
That old Hammond area code, right?
Hey, Hammond, America, Southeastern, line up.
How did you like South Louisiana when you were there?
Man, I loved it, man, because it's its own town. Like I said, they call it Hammond, America. So it's Hammond against Strawberry Stadium. It's Hammond, America against everybody.
You got a lot of good seafood over there, too.
Yeah, everything.
You know, close to New Orleans.
Close to New Orleans, right there.
Close to Baton Rouge.
Close to Baton Rouge.
Well, man, it's exciting to talk to you because I know when I was trying to get in touch with Coach Johnson, I knew he wanted me to interview for some reason. I was like, he don't want to be he wants you to be interviewed. And you got with me and you said, Lee, I'm gonna handle it for Coach Johnson.
Yeah.
And you were unbelievable helping me with the team, and I want the parents to know you were incredible to talk to because you gave me everybody plus.
Yeah. Coach Johnson, you looking for him, you ain't gonna catch up with him. I'm gonna be honest with you, he really don't want to talk to y'all. He really don't want to talk to you. But he coach. He that guy you might not see, but when them kids see him, they know. When them parents see him, they know.
Well, I just wanted Ferriday to be on because I feel like, and from what you were telling me, and from what Coach is I can tell he's excited.
Yeah.
Y'all got a chance to do something special this
year.
Man,
we trying to run it back. Like I say, our goal is 1-0 every week. We trying to get to 15-0 at the end of the season.
Size and speed again, like some of the old teams.
Yep, we got some size and speed. We got about 60 players, and I can't honestly say that. You know, we probably got 1 or 2 kids probably going both ways.
And usually it's only 40 players. Even when they had Darryl Rosenthal and those guys, 60's a high number.
Yeah, 60 is a high number for 2A. And I mean, the odds looking good we think the odds looking good for us, and we want to win. That's the main thing. We want to win.
Tell everybody what you coach, Devontae. You're one of the coordinators.
Yeah, I'm the offensive coordinator. I deal with the quarterbacks and the receivers. Defense, I deal with the DBs.
Do a lot.
Yeah,
Coach.
do a lot.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Devontae Scott, former alum of Ferriday High School, was back in the day. Mississippi State back then didn't offer a lot of Louisiana players, and maybe one a year, and he was the one offer that year, I remember. Is that crazy? He was the one offer State offered. This is before the internet. This is when they didn't really come over here that much.
Yeah.
Ended up at Southeastern, Co-Lin. Great story.
Yep.
Great story. And when we come up, we're going to have some players from Ferriday. They got some talented kids we're going to introduce when we get back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, your host, Sports Scouting Report podcast, and Louisiana Football Magazine. Look, hit the free subscribe button if you're a new person watching our show. If you've already done it, thank you. And also share it and like it. And the kids today, make sure you hit the UR code on our card to be a new subscriber. Help us grow in North Louisiana. Ferriday, we're going to continue on. We're going to interview one of the players. You saw Devontae Scott, the offensive coordinator, former player at Ferriday. We're going to go ahead and talk to Tavon Edwards. Good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
Coach bragged about you about a month ago, you and several guys. And he said, we got a lot of skilled guys that can play.
Yes, sir.
And you were one of the guys he gave me. 5'7", 165, fast. Do y'all ever have like a 40-yard test among the top 6 guys? I mean, y'all got some guys that can run.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that can run.
What do you think of running back? That's your main position. I mean, you had a great year last year.
Yes, sir.
Brag about yourself, about your stats last year. You had a great year.
Yeah, I had 533 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns last year.
But you also had receiving yards, and you played defense too, right?
Just
You
a
played
little
defense?
bit of defense.
But y'all
I like
shared
that.
the ball. Y'all had like, what, 3,000 yards rushing last year?
Yes, sir.
And then
A lot of
most
people
of
touching
that's
the ball last year.
and most of that's back. What do you think y'all can do this year compared to last? Because the coach is fired up.
It's gonna be a high-power offense. You know, we got like 4 running backs touching the ball, so it's just gonna be crazy. And we got a pretty nice receiving core too.
Coach gave me all those names, and y'all might run for 4,000 yards this year.
Yeah, we
keep
trying to
everybody
break the
fresh,
clock on
huh?
a lot of teams.
And y'all don't have to play DB because y'all got a little depth, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the first time I've ever heard Ferriday not having to play a running back at DB. That's good. Tavon, anybody you want to thank or shout out to for where you are today?
I want to shout out my coach, Coach Scott, for really pushing me and really getting to me and really getting me where I am today.
You're going to be a senior this year, 4-5 legit, running back, sleeper. Actually, you're in the running to be on one of our sleeper state teams on our website in about 2 weeks, which is hard to make.
It's all day.
So congratulations on that. Jersey number 5. If you don't get a roster at the game, he's jersey 5 for Ferriday, or true running back, one of 4 running backs. You heard him, 4 running backs that can run for 1,000 yards each if they only had the ball one time, right? Or one football for one guy.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you. We're going to be right back with more Ferriday football players. We'll be right back.
Creed and Creed Law Firm. Serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Welcome back, Lieber Keene, your host. We have Ferriday High School. We got a young man that's going to do an interview. He's only going to be a sophomore, wide receiver, 6'4", 180 pounds, growing every day, going to be a great player. Robert Taylor, good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you too.
Is this your first interview?
Nah, this ain't my first. I had a couple.
You had a couple.
Yes, sir. I had a couple interviews.
Pretty good in basketball, too, I hear.
Yes, sir. I play basketball.
What do you think about the wide receiver unit at Ferriday?
I feel like this year our wide receiver unit gonna be dominant. Like, I feel like we can go out and explode, make big plays, and I feel like our quarterback, we connect better. Like, when I was young, like, I only ran one route. I ain't gonna lie. I ran a straight go ball,
Yeah, just a
but
deep
now we
pass.
on the whole route tree, and we on another level with it. This year, I feel like we should explode with it.
Learning the whole scheme of it, huh?
Everything.
So you coming back makes it deeper because that top receiver came back. We're going to talk to him next.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be good, though, to have you and 2 other guys that can run.
Yes, sir.
And 4 running backs.
4 running backs.
How
All
do
of
you
them
guard
explode.
that?
You can't. It's hard.
Just change it up. Keep people fresh.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you'll play any DB or outside linebacker or just receiver?
I mean, I got a twin on DB. He got it. He
Come
hold
on.
it down for me on
Your
defense.
twin brother? Is he
He
close
older,
to your
like
height?
he ain't my twin. He really older than me, but I'm taller.
Okay.
But he gonna hold it down on the defense. So I feel like the offense this year we don't really got to play defense because we got some
Enough depth,
headhunters on
yeah.
defense this year.
Got some depth. What do you think of the quarterback?
The quarterback, I feel like we connect on our cylinders. Like we got like we connected now. Like when
And
I was
he's a good athlete, too.
yeah, he's a good athlete. I think he threw how many yards he threw for last year? Like
Bunch, huh?
yeah, he threw for a lot of yards
And
last
ran
year.
for a little bit. I mean, y'all got some crazy stats coming back
Yes,
on
sir.
offense. And you just add to it.
Yes, sir.
Man, you just keep doing what you need to do because you got 2 years left to, like, mold into whatever you want to be.
Yes, sir.
Not many people 6'4" as a sophomore that can run.
Yes, sir.
So you got the world right there with, and I'm sure Coach Scott is going to get you there if you want to, huh?
Yes,
What you
sir.
think of Coach Scott?
I think Coach Scott a great coach. I mean, he be on us hard, but I accept it because I know he been on that level. Him and Coach Wall, all our coaches, most of them played at the next level, so it's only right to listen to them because they been where we trying to go.
And Scott played at Ferriday.
Yes, sir.
It means a lot to him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, man.
You too.
Robert Taylor, one of the top young recruits in the state, only a sophomore, 6'4", 180 pounds, wide receiver. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, Louisiana Football Magazine, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We've got a special receiver coming back for Ferriday, going to be a senior, 4-year starter, Desmen Jefferson.
Be a junior.
Well, I keep thinking you're a senior.
Yes,
you know
sir.
why? Because you have a Missouri offer already,
Yes, sir.
which is rare.
Yes, sir.
What is it like to have a D1 SEC offer, not just a D1 offer?
I mean, it's a lot on your shoulders when it comes to the end, but I still try to be a regular kid as I can when
How did that offer come about? Did they see your film, or did you go visit? Did you go to a camp?
Man, they seen my film. That's how I got my offer, based off my film.
They come down already to come meet with
Yes,
you?
sir.
What's it like, though, knowing that you didn't even play your junior year yet?
I mean, it's a lot, but at the same, I still try to prepare the same way I've been preparing, just as another season.
Desmond, what is it like having all this talent now around you to help you? Because you started when y'all didn't have a lot of depth.
Yes, sir.
When you were younger.
I
Now
mean-
y'all have a bunch of depth.
I mean, it's big. Like, the receivers we have now based on my freshman year, it's crazy.
What do you think got the offer with Missouri? What was it? Your hands, speed, routes? I mean, they usually love something.
I think all of it.
They
Yeah,
like your whole game.
Yes, sir.
Smooth.
Yes, sir.
What do you think you need to work on?
Getting in and out of my brakes faster, and my speed, just trying to get faster.
What do you like about college football? Is there a school that you grew up liking?
I grew up liking, coming from Louisiana, I didn't really know much about the big schools. It was always HBCUs. Like, most of my people graduated from Grambling, so I was always looked up to Grambling people. People who played at Grambling.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One of the greatest Grambling players ever grew up 10 minutes from where I grew up, Doug Williams.
Yes, sir.
Doug is, NFL Hall of Famer, won a Super Bowl with the Redskins. But he's the most famous player probably to come out of Grambling was Doug Williams. Went to Cheneyville High School, which is now Northeast High School in Louisiana. Tell everybody what you think about the team this year. I asked all your teammates because
I mean, this team, probably it's the sky to the limit with this team. Like, our receivers, our receivers, the running backs, we have 4 running backs that I think could rush 1,000 yards each, or at least 500.
in 2000 of that's back.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And we have our quarterback. He mobile, he could throw, you never know what he could do.
Tell you what, it's going to be a great season for Ferriday. I know y'all are pumped up.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad you came today.
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you because I know you got 2 years of football.
Yes, sir.
And Missouri's a good program, by the way.
Yes, sir.
LSU barely beat them last year, and they've been putting some guys in the pros, and they got a good coach.
Yes, sir.
How do you say his name? The head
I
coach?
don't know how to say it.
I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name. It's like 3 names, 3 words. But Missouri, I never thought Missouri would be a big-time program in SEC, but they actually are becoming. And they got Jeremy Macklin that came out of Missouri, great receiver. You know who that is.
Yes, sir.
And they got a couple more.
Luther
coming up.
Burner.
That's right. You already know.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be the first-round pick after this coming year. Luther's from Missouri, 4'4", 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you.
You too.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Ferriday High School, I appreciate the coaches bringing the players, and really enjoyed Devontae Scott and the head coach allowing everybody to show up. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lee King.